Hi, welcome to Drag 101. This is episode 6 and today I'm talking about wigs.
Did you just say wig?
So for this part I'm going to actually talk through when I was putting the wig on, so I'm going to refer you to this clip of me. So for the wig, the first thing you want to do when you're putting a wig on is hide your real hair. So whether it's short or long or whatever, I'm going to talk through a few different ways that you can hide your hair. Obviously, firstly, the most simple way you can do this is just to not wear a wig cap, but that's mainly if you've got short hair or if you're trying to incorporate your real hair into the wig. Sometimes you might use, say, the front of your hair and use that on the wig. Imagine you've got like a wig at the back, you could throw all of your hair back into like ponytail and make a little sculpture out of that. That seems like a whole other like lesson though, and that's not something I really do. I won't really go too much in depth on that, but all I'll just say is you can use your real hair in a wig, which is cool, especially if you've got like long hair or like a good hairline or whatever. I like seeing that when someone uses their real hair with a wig because it makes the wig look more realistic. But I'm going to talk about hiding your hair and wearing a whole new wig. So there's a few methods. There's wig caps, there's hair nets, there's tights, or there's just putting your hair up in like a bun out the way. I'll show you a few of those. So the first is the wig cap, which we've seen these like black mesh wig caps. They come with every single wig, and these are actually pretty good. This is quite obvious, but what you do, get all your hair back out of the way, out your face, and then put this on. And then there's another hole up here, which I use to put the rest of your hair through. Almost like a hair tie or a bob or something. You do also want to be careful you don't ruin your makeup while you're doing this. And then once your hair's through, just pull this back around. I'm doing like a really rushed, quick job of this, but you can kind of see all of your hair is now pulled back out the way and then you're just left with this. So what you can do is like you can pull this thing around and just kind of have your hair out the way at the top of your head or whatever. One good thing to notice if you've got long hair or not, where your excess hair is going to go, you want it to be like at the top or the back of your head, because at the very least it's going to add volume, so then if the wig doesn't quite fit properly you get to bump it a bit, and it doesn't hurt to have volume at the back of your head. So that's what I like to do sometimes if I put it in a bun or something, I don't mind, because my wigs never really fully fit anyway. So then what you do with this is you could either just leave it like this, or you can use pins and pin it into place and really fix it into your hair so that it does not move, and that way your real hair will not show at all. The other technique is the tights method. So you just get in any pair of tights like these and just put them on your head. Something like that, and then when you've got the legs left, you can either wear them down and it's an interesting look, or just like wrap them around your head and then you like tie it and it just like secures the thing in place. Basically what I would do is make sure it's on properly. You want to keep it tied like around the hairline because that's where you want it to be like tightest. And then ideally you want to tie them like at the back, but you can do it at the front as well. But if you do it at the front, you've got a big bump at the front of your head, which can be difficult if you're like relying on a good hairline or something. So then you just tie that. You could do a double knot, and there you go. And that's pretty secure, pretty on there. And the wig cap method is a mixture of the two. You can picture what that is. It's exactly the same. So if you've got long hair, say hair that's obviously longer than mine, it wants to come out here, you can't really like keep that out the way. So there's a few techniques to do that. One is just put it in a bun at the back or the bottom of your head. In the nape of your neck here, you've got all this like space, which can be used. What some people do is they put it in like braids, like something really tight to their head. You could use braids or like just two plaits, and what you do, you can either do them tight to your head, or you can do them coming down and then wrap those around the back of your head, and that way that just makes your hair take up the least space possible, which then you can put a wig cap on top of that, it'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take any old hair and just put my hair all back in a bun, or at least as much of it that will. Say if you've got hair like mine, it won't all reach into a ponytail. I've got these little fringe bits that come forward, but that's fine. I'm just getting the majority of it out of the way. Now, if you do a ponytail, it means you can flatten the ponytail, and if you do a bun, it means you've got a bump which is fine, it's just preference. So say I like to do a weird little half bun thing and then I can just squish against my head once I've got a wig cap on and it'll be fine. And especially with lace front wigs, if you wear it back to your hairline, you'll see through slightly, and I have known an issue I sometimes have is you can see through the lace and you can see the black of the wig cap, so I want to make sure it comes back a little bit. So there my real hairline is showing, but nothing that a wig shouldn't be able to cover. So there, my hair is secure, so now I can throw a wig on top of this. I have this wig, this one hasn't even had the lace cut on it because it was an expensive gift and I almost don't want to ruin it. You can see wigs have like combs and stuff in them. You can use these to attach to the cap or your hair. I don't really use them, I sometimes use the back one if there is one. And when putting a wig on, what you want to do is you want to put it on front first, get the front in place, and then just throw the rest back over your head. A lot of people put them on, say like a hat or something back first, but no. And this way it also doesn't interrupt your makeup, so put it on just the front. And then round the back, secure that comb into place, and then just throw it all back. And then when it's on, you can do adjustments like this. So you can see there's this line here, this is the lace, so I'm going to have to cut that off. But this is how the wig is on, you can't see any of my real hair. And one thing I like to do is I always like to wear my hair behind one ear. So I'll pull everything back, even the lace. And then sometimes you might be able to see my real hair here, which is fine because I kind of just incorporate it into the two. But to be honest, it just looks like shadow most of the time, so it's never really that noticeable. But I like it behind one ear because then it throws it all to one side, but it also means you get to see my full face structure, especially on this side, which is my good side. But I also get to have like big hair on this side, and I don't know, just behind one ear it just seems to be really in and trendy like right now. So should I cut the lace off? Here's another video of me cutting the lace off a wig. And it's very simple, it's just getting scissors and cutting it off. Some people say to leave like 3/4 of an inch. The longer the lace you leave, the longer the lace will last, which if you're someone who only performs on stage or something, that means it's fine because no one's ever going to really see. But if you're someone who wants to do like modelling or close-ups or videos or something, whatever I do, I like to cut the lace pretty much all the way back. Don't cut it completely off because otherwise you end up with just a hard fronted wig and it won't look like it's growing out of your head like this. So but I do cut a lot off. So I'm going to cut this off and I'll be right back. Right, and I'm back and you can see the lace has been cut off and the wig looks so much more real and natural now, and I just pinned it back behind the ear, put some earrings on, and you see this pretty much looks like it's growing right out of my head. Up close you might be able to tell it's a wig, but to be honest I'm not fooling anyone when I'm wearing hair this big, and that's another thing, I'm wearing hair this big because I like the volume, and bigger volume means your features are more delicate, so there you go. And I'm back. So here's an example of all the wigs I own, like, well not all the wigs, but here's an example of some of the wigs I own, what different looks can achieve, like what kind of things you can achieve with different wigs. Back to this one is like one of my favourite ones. I thought since I was doing like a drag tutorial I wanted to wear like my biggest draggiest hair, and this was one that was brought for me by a friend. This is something by Wigs and Grace, which I'm very honoured to own. I like this a lot. She's been through a lot already, she's been in like 2 photo shoots and lots of stuff, but I really enjoy her and I'm very glad to be able to wear her on YouTube now. So I hope you like her, let me know what you think. At first, I always think every time I wear this wig that my eyebrows look a bit too dark because this is a very like true platinum blonde. I love this and I think my makeup goes well with it. What would you say? And then there's all sorts of things you could do with the wigs as well. There's like styling them, possibilities and all that kind of stuff. For the most part, I don't really like wavy or curly hair unless it's done in a kind of vintage style, which is very popular lately, the kind of Marcel wave kind of thing, but like just a lot like this. This looked a lot more like it and then we kind of attempted to restore it and it's kind of just gone a bit more curly than wavy, but I still like it, it's got a lot of volume to it. That's another thing, volume is important because we've got big features, a lot of the time we can have like noses or chins and stuff that come forward, but you need to balance that out with a lot of depth back, so that's why you want all this like volume. because then that just makes your face look more petite. But yeah, people can style their wigs. I find for the most part, my wigs, I usually get them off eBay, and they're usually anything something from like 25 to 40 quid, which really isn't much. Everyone always asks, where do you get your wigs? And I get them off eBay. They're from like Hong Kong or something. They take like a month to arrive, but it's fine. The lace might be a bit dark sometimes, but I cut it off. They might be a bit small, but because it's long hair, you don't really tell anyway. And so it's fine, and for the most part, they are heat resistant. They don't just like frazzle under heat, which means I can straighten them, or I can curl them. And for me personally, I like straight hair on me, and I guess I'm lucky to be able to pull that off, because some people can't really pull off straight hair. I would say, for example, people with really big heads, or big faces, or maybe people who are like really larger, if you had just straight hair, it might not look the same on you. But it really depends on the look you're going for. If you go for that whole petite feminine look, you might want something that's big with more volume, and to achieve that you would do curls and back combing and teasing and hairspraying and gluing and all that stuff. Or you can wear multiple wigs. You can wear a wig on top of a wig, you can do bumps, you can do ponytails, you can manipulate it, just do whatever you have to do to make it look big. But for the love of God, do not just like get one straight out of the packet, out of the bag, out of the box, whatever you call it. When you get one and it arrives, say off eBay, and it's in them horrible like cosplay waves, it's very obvious. They're very like shiny obvious. I just don't like them. There's another thing, there's lace ones. Like, not to be like a snob, I'm not being that much of a snob, because to be fair, yes, most of all my wigs are lace fronts, but at the same time, lace fronts aren't that expensive. You know, my wigs aren't expensive. They're like 25 to 40 quid, and if you're gonna get a good wig, you may as well get a lace front. Like, I understand if you want like a fringe, that's fine. A fringe look is fine, but you know, there's the typical the T-girl wig, the one that you see like they wear all the time on like the pictures, you know, or there's the ones you see, they're trying to look like hair, but they're not a lace front, so they have this horrible little side fringe. No one really has a side fringe these days. I feel like everyone, at least in some way, has their hair come up or back in a way that a lace front will let you do, that one of them like cosplay wigs won't let you do. Like, if you want to get, they're good for like bobs or like fringes and stuff, but I think they're just really obvious, especially when you can see all the hair coming from like this one little point here, and it's all just spend like a couple pounds more or whatever you spend, a good dollars, whatever, get a better wig, get a lace front, and they'll be fine. They can look so real, I think anyway, look much more real than those. I feel like everyone learns these things at a different pace, but I do think one important thing is getting an eye for style, learning what looks good on you, what looks good in general, and what will best achieve the look you're going for, as well as also being fashionable and learning what's in. But at the end of the day, it's all just a big game of proportions where we're trying to make our heads look bigger so our faces look smaller, and then our bodies look more petite and small. Again, this has been another short episode. Next episode I'm talking about body though, so do check that out. And thanks for watching.